What happens when the matriarch of America's most famous family finally decides she has had enough? When Kris Jenner calls out her own daughters, Khloé Kardashian and Kim Kardashian, over their dismissive, sometimes cold attitude toward Corey Gamble, the tension inside the Kardashian household spills over into the public eye. The cameras may capture laughter, luxury, and family unity, but beneath the glamorous exterior lies a struggle that few ever expected to see. This is not just a story about family. It is a battle for respect, loyalty, and love. The question is simple, yet shocking. Why did Kris Jenner feel the need to confront Khloé and Kim over Corey Gamble? And what does it reveal about the unbreakable yet complicated bond of the Kardashian family? The moment Kris Jenner calls out Khloé and Kim, it is not just another scene for reality television. For years, Kris has stood at the center of her family's empire, balancing business with motherhood, guiding her children through fame, scandal, and personal heartbreak. But when it comes to Corey Gamble, her longtime partner, there is an invisible wall between him and two of the most outspoken Kardashian sisters. Khloé and Kim often project skepticism and, at times, thinly veiled irritation when Corey enters the conversation. They question his motives, his role, and his place within the family. But on this day, Kris decides to break the silence. The cameras roll, the lights capture every expression, and in her signature calm but commanding voice, Kris Jenner looks directly at her daughters and demands they listen. She tells Kim and Khloé that their attitude toward Corey Gamble is no longer acceptable. It is one of those rare moments when the power dynamics inside the family shift, not because of business, not because of money, but because of respect. Kris wants Corey to be acknowledged not as an outsider, not as a guest, but as a man who has been part of her life for nearly a decade. The silence that follows her words is telling. Kim Kardashian, the mogul, the billionaire, the sister who always speaks her mind, finds herself on the defensive. Khloé Kardashian, known for her blunt honesty and fierce loyalty, fidgets uncomfortably. For them, Corey Gamble has always been there in the background, but never fully in the circle. They have treated him with cautious distance, a figure who is tolerated but never fully embraced. But now Kris Jenner calls it out, stripping away the facade. What makes this moment dramatic is not just Kris's words, but the history leading up to it. For years, Khloé and Kim's attitude toward Corey Gamble has been a subject of speculation. Fans have noticed the tension, the eye rolls, the cutting remarks hidden under laughter. They questioned why Corey, a man so close to Kris, seemed to always be on the outside when it came to family dynamics. Khloé once famously said she didn't need to bond with him. Kim, too, questioned his involvement in matters she felt only blood family should handle. Each time, Corey remained calm, composed, unwilling to fuel the fire. But Kris saw it all. In her confrontation, Kris Jenner reminds her daughters of the loyalty Corey has shown. She points out the countless times Corey has been by her side, through family holidays, health scares, and business ventures. She insists that his role is not temporary, nor should it be diminished. To Kris, Corey Gamble is not simply her boyfriend. He is her partner, her supporter, and someone who deserves acknowledgement from the very children who owe so much of their empire to her guidance. The documentary lens makes it impossible to ignore the symbolism of this confrontation. Here is Kris Jenner, the woman who built the Kardashian brand into a global empire, suddenly vulnerable, not in terms of wealth or power, but in terms of respect for her relationship. When Kris Jenner calls out Khloé and Kim, it is as though she is saying, "If you cannot honor Corey, then how can you truly honor me?" Kim Kardashian shifts in her seat. She explains with her signature precision that her attitude toward Corey Gamble comes from caution, not cruelty. She wants to protect the family, to ensure that outsiders never exploit their empire. Her concern, she argues, is not about disrespect but about boundaries. Yet as she speaks, the tension thickens. Khloé jumps in, her tone sharper, pointing out that Corey is not her father, not her sibling, and therefore should not have a say in certain family matters. To her, loyalty to her sisters outweighs loyalty to a man her mother loves. But Kris does not let it go. She insists again that Corey Gamble has earned his place, that his love for her has been consistent, stable, and real. She recalls the moments he shielded her from stress, the nights he stayed awake while she worried about her children, the unwavering way he has stood by her side when the world turned its gaze against them. This is not just about Corey. It is about Kris demanding that her daughters respect her choices, her happiness, and her right to love freely. The documentary tone follows the emotion in the room, the camera cutting from Kris's determined face to Kim's defensive stare, to Khloé's restless energy, and finally to Corey himself. He remains silent for much of it, his expression calm, almost stoic. But when he finally speaks, his words are measured, steady, and heartfelt. Corey Gamble thanks Kris for standing up for him. He tells Khloé and Kim that he has never wanted to take the place of their father, never wanted to overstep, only to be part of their world in the way that feels right. He acknowledges their doubts but asks only for respect. What makes this confrontation unforgettable is not the shouting, it is the honesty. For once, the glamour, the branding, the business strategies are stripped away. What remains is a mother who loves her partner, two daughters who struggle to accept him, and a man who quietly asks for recognition. Kris Jenner calls out Khloé and Kim not to embarrass them, but to remind them that family is not just blood. It is also chosen, nurtured, and fought for. The aftermath of this moment lingers. Kris's words echo through the family dynamic. Kim, though cautious, admits that perhaps she has been too guarded, too cold. Khloé, still hesitant, admits that Corey's presence is permanent whether she likes it or not. And Corey, though understated, acknowledges that he will always be there for Kris, even if acceptance from her daughters takes time. This moment is not just about Corey Gamble. It is about power, respect, and the complexity of love inside a family that has lived every chapter of its life in public view. When Kris Jenner calls out Khloé and Kim over their attitude toward Corey Gamble, she redefines the boundaries of their family dynamic. She reminds her daughters that love demands respect, even when it is inconvenient, even when it challenges old loyalties. As the documentary closes on this chapter, the narrator's voice cuts through the silence. In a family where image is everything, sometimes the most powerful act is not a photo shoot or a headline, but a mother demanding respect for the man she loves. And in that moment, Kris Jenner proves once again why she is not just the matriarch of her family, but the backbone of their empire.